ado, please welcome Mr. Phil Harris.
Good morning. Let me hit this button a couple times here. There's something to show you if I can get it going. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me say real quick. I know time. I had the opportunity to come last week. Enjoyed it. Soul Food Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. No, we had soul food on Tuesday. But it was special. It was a special opportunity. Let me start over.
Also for the economic stability of our state, temporary assistance.
I'll pause it. Yeah, so we had this opportunity to gather last week, and I didn't get a chance to show this video, so I'm going to show it this morning. Let me say thank you for allowing me to come and share with you. It is a pleasure and it's an honor to be able to come and share this information with you. Now, she gave you my bio and all that stuff, and yeah, I'm assistant director at Workforce Services, and I got my undergrad and I got my graduate degree and all that, but guess what? More importantly, it doesn't say that on here, but I'm a child of the King. I'm born again, okay? So if you too are blessed this morning, and you know you're blessed, I'd like for you, and I know y'all say, he works for the state. I don't care. I represent the kingdom first. Now, I work for the state. I work for Governor Asa Hutchinson. Darrell Bassett is my director, and I'm honored to do so. But I'm also a child of the king, and I work for the kingdom. So if you are also a kingdom child, and you know you're blessed this morning, can you say amen? Amen. Thank you. Then we can watch this video, and this video is just an opportunity to share just a little clip of what we do, why we do what we do, and how we touch lives, and then I'll come back and share a little bit more with you. Okay.
More than 18% of Arkansans live in poverty each day. Making Arkansas families strong and self-sufficient is important not only for the needy, but also for the economic stability of our state. Temporary assistance for needy families is designed to improve the lives of Arkansans by making them an active part of that economic success. With supportive services, we are making families stronger.
This program has given me the tools that I needed to make this success. And I'm very appreciative and grateful that there are such programs out there.
My health kind of got bad. I lost, my business shut down. I was unemployed for almost 2 years. I signed up for food stamps, and I had a small child at the time. She was about 4 or 5, and they said they have a program, a tea program. They bought me my first pair of work shoes, my first pair of slacks, my shirt, and everything I needed to go to a professional interview. So I started out as a dishwasher. Within about 6 months, I was a sous chef, and you couldn't stop me. I knew Chef Ed House from the DoubleTree, and he gave me a chance.
When the opportunity came for me to hire him, I brought him right in the door, and Jerry, he just come right in, he get his prep work done, he helped just about everybody in the kitchen. I never had a problem asking him to do something for other employees, somebody get behind, Jerry just jump right in and help him. I mean, he's just amazing. He's a real good cook to have.
If I would never went into the tea office that day, I'd probably be somewhere collecting cans. Tea, if you just keep on doing everything, you're gonna have a positive outcome in life.
Tea has done a lot for our customers. I've seen customers go from coming into the office not knowing what they're gonna do, how they're gonna pay their next bill, and at the end of their training, they've become totally self-sufficient. They're entered in the world of work. We help provide transportation if they need it.
Prior to coming to DWS, my whole situation was pretty sad. I mean, from being jobless to nearly homeless because I didn't even know where the next rent payment was going to come from. It was hard living through that with 2 children there. After a while of going through and I really just didn't know how I was going to pay the next month's rent, a friend told me about DWS, that I should go and see if they maybe would be able to help me. She told me about the T program. And I remember telling my caseworker, Tammy Watts, that I do not want to be on any type of government assistance for more than a year if I can. My caseworker, and from there, helped me get into the CNA program that Davis Life Care was offering. I didn't even have a ride to classes. I mean, my caseworker arranged for me to catch a ride, and it was actually on a daycare van with my children. It was a 4-week class, and I finished the top of that class, and that qualified me for employment with Davis Life Care. The program has played a very vital role in me becoming a nurse. They provided me with the transportation to get there. They pointed me in the direction where to go get assistance for school, and even with the work pays money, I paid for my classes prior to that to even get in the nursing program. One word to sum that up would say they were my lifeline.
Ryan wanted to be self-sufficient. That's one of the purposes of T, is for our customers to become self-sufficient. And in order to do that, they have to have the desire and the initiative to do so.
Most of our people go on entry-level employment, have entry-level jobs. Work pays provides an incentive for clients to stay in those positions, move up the ladder, and as they move up, they get bonuses for staying in that position. We have people who have gone through family violence. Their self-esteem is down. They don't know what they're going to do. They have a child to raise. Being on the Work Pays program and Career Pathways program gives them the motivation, it builds their self-esteem. Yes, I can do something.
The day I walked into DHS, I was there for help. I had just left my husband. Me and my 2 kids had moved in with my mom and dad. It was a bad relationship. I was looking down on myself, was going through some depression. You know, I had no job, no transportation, no savings. I was dependent on everyone else to take care of me and my kids. When I went into the DHS office to apply for T, I talked to Miss Rockwell, who was the case manager there, and she told me what the program was about, that it was to help people in my situation. You know, that first year being on T, I was able to, for the first time, you know, in 2 years, buy my kids presents. Then I told Miss Rockwell that I was talking to her about wanting to become employed. I needed something more stable for myself and my children. Miss Rockwell introduced me to Work Pays, and once she introduced me to that, Miss Tara Perez became my case manager. I talked to Miss Perez about maybe wanting to go in a different direction with my life, and I ended up going to Tip HSC and applying, and was hired on at Siemens. After being on this program, speaking with Miss Rockwell, Miss Perez, the direction that they led me in, you know, their encouragement, their support, you know, all the time that they took to sit down and help me, you know, it meant a lot. It was a huge step in building my self-confidence, self-reliance.
First thing I want to say is this. What you see here on the video and what I'm going to share with you may not be applicable to you. But please don't shut down, because it might be applicable to someone you know. It could be the lifeline, as she stated in the video, to someone that you know, a family member, a church member, a friend. anyone who needs help. That's what we do. And I happen to have the honor of serving as the director for the TANF program, which is the block grant that we receive from the federal government every year. Arkansas is one of all states receive this grant. And we administer the T program. T stands for Transitional Employment Assistance. It's a 24-month program. If you're eligible for it, typically you apply. When you apply for it, you're also applying for a SNAP. And when you apply, and I brought applications in the packets there, when you apply for this, you are determined eligible based on a set of criteria. One of the main criteria is that you have to be a custodial parent. You have to be a parent with a child in the home under the age of 18. If you meet that criteria, then the rest is based on income, on your income that you have, and other criteria to meet the eligibility requirements. Once you're determined eligible by the Department of Human Services, and that's where you go in your application, that's where your application goes, then DHS determines that eligibility. If you're eligible, then you are now referred to the Department of Workforce Services, which is us, and we help you with case management and what you see in the video. By the way, in the video, everybody in that video was not an actor. Those are real people. Jerry was a real man. I bumped into him at the Little Rock Hilton Hotel.
I walked with him.
I bumped into him. I had no idea who he was or anything. We were there for a training exercise, and he was cooking. One of the guys back there in the kitchen, and he came out and he said, "Hey, I just want to thank you guys for all the help y'all provide." What do you mean, what help? Typically, most of our clients are women, single moms that need help. But I thought, Jerry, what are you doing? How did you end up? And he explained to me that his wife was disabled and they had a young child. He applied and he got on. Jerry is a sous chef today, working in the hotel industry. The young lady that you saw, Ryan Ashley, who said she was almost homeless, she worked with our Pine Bluff office. Ryan Ashley was almost homeless with 2 kids. We helped her move through to become a CNA, and you heard her say that. Ryan Ashley today is a registered nurse.
Wow.
She's making over $37 an hour. I had her come and speak to us a couple of years ago. I found her in Dallas. And since then, she's moved back to Arkansas and she lives in Pine Bluff. She's from Pine Bluff. But I found her and I brought her back in to speak to a group of us because, you know, it's nice to know you're helping folks, but it's even better when you can identify and when you can actually touch someone. Then you know that you're making a difference. So I brought Ryan back in, and she came, and there was not a dry eye in the house because her story is unbelievable. But these are examples of what we can do in our partnership with our clients. This is not a handout, this is a hand up. This is not giving anybody anything. This is in return for your effort, you get these services. And so what you get when you sign up for this program, you get a small amount of cash each month. It's so tiny, I don't even want to say what it is. But you get it, and you use it for your family in whatever way you need to use it. You also get child care paid for. So if you're engaged in any kind of activity, one of the activities is school, attending school. So if you're attending school, we will pay for the child care while you attend school. If you're going through a training program, a short-term training program, we'll pay for the child care while you go through that. Because ultimately, we want our customers to get not just a job, but a good job. A job that will sustain you and your family. We talk about self-sufficiency. We use that word very loosely, but what we're really talking about is that you are able to make it without depending on any type of government assistance. And that's where Ryan Ashley is today. She doesn't need it because she has reached the plateau of having that degree level and attaining it. And that took time. That took a lot of sacrifice, and it took a lot of effort on her part. But she stuck with it, and she's where she is today. So childcare, transportation, we have a list of supportive services, and I won't go through all of these, but we will pay for supportive services for our clients if it's needed. One of the things that we do help with is education and training. So tuition, we do pay for tuition. What I told the group on last week when I spoke to them is that we will come after the Pell Grant is exhausted. Not before the Pell Grant, but after the Pell Grant is exhausted. Once the Pell Grant is used up, then we will kick in and pay other expenses and help our clients in that way. The application that you complete is both for SNAP and T. So when you apply, you have to designate, you have to tell them which program you're applying for. Other than that, I want to reiterate that our application process goes through the Department of Human Services and not Workforce Services. So once you go, everything is going through the DHS office. So those applications are processed, and once you're determined eligible, then they send you to us for further help and assistance.